Today I'm going to unbox and take a look at Profiteers from James Dixon and Stronghold Games. Now this is a game that takes a different look at the American Civil War. It is a completely different perspective on the war from a different angle, something that is, I don't know of any other game that covers this angle or perspective. And if you have read the description of my banner on my page, you know that I'm all about taking different looks and different perspectives on topics. And so let's take a look at the back here. Now the back has this big scan me here. I haven't scanned that yet, but you see the designer's comments on this subject. So, but you can't really read what is going on here. But basically, this is a economic game. You are basically a war profiteer. You are, I believe, you're the United Kingdom. Trying to profit off of the American Civil War, by figuring out who's going to win the war, the North or the South, and supplying arms to them, and trying to kind of pick a horse in that race. So let's get inside the box and see what we have here. I think there was a way that this was coming off here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I got to cut this open here. There we go. Might need to save the scan me because I haven't scanned that yet. There we go. Comes in a relatively small box here. Not the thickest of boxes, but it's fine for what you get in there. The contents are not that burdensome. So here's the rule book. Rule book's relatively small here. You are looking at, there's no page numbers on it, it's that small. Not very many pages. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 pages of rules. Here's your setup. Let's look at a little bit of the precursor here. It is 1861. The U.S. is racked by the Civil War. Great issues are at stake: slavery, states' rights, and the preservation of the Union. But you don't care. As a British Profiteer, your aim is to supply the troops on each side and make as much money out of the opportunity as possible. The game ends at the conclusion of the war, when either one side emerges victorious by winning 3 battles, or when both sides sink into stalemate after 3 ties. At that point, the player who has built the biggest fortune wins the game. So sorry for the glare there. Here's your setup. So you are basically a war profiteer, hence the name of the game. So you have a commerce phase, you have a battle phase, then you have, that's it basically. You resolve the outcome of the battle phase. So basically it is tied to the history of the Civil War in that there are going to be some famous battles fought, and again, if there's 3 wins on a side, then that side wins, whether it's north or south. If there's 3 ties, then it's a stalemate, and then you just add up how much money you collected. You get some tokens here, decent thickness on the tokens, rounded there. The cards are really small, or I should say it's just small. I don't know about really. Got 2 decks of cards there. Then we have some bigger cards here. And then we've got some baggies. We got some baggies to put maybe put the cards in, because there's not that many counters in this game. So let's take a look at the cards here. I think these are the cards that keep track of like the battles. So there's your battles: Bull Run, Antietam, Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, Gettysburg, Cold Harbor, and Petersburg. These are, well, that's kind of cool. Kind of see where they're at. A little map there. This is a bond. Here's a Birmingham bombs, Glasgow guns, Manchester munitions, Oldham ordnance, and Plymouth pistol. So these are the different players you can be. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can play 5 players in this. Let's see if that was it says on the back here. Doesn't really say what is on the back, but now you can see the back without it being obstructed. So maybe we can play up to 5 players here. Let's take a look at these cards here. Get these open. So this is basically a card game, it looks like. You're going to be maybe speculating a little bit on the battles or putting resources to certain battles. Kind of bend the cards there a little bit. So the cards are, they're okay, not great thickness, but just opening up the pack, got a few got bent there. So these are some bonds in 1s, 2s, and 3s, it looks like, or 1s and 3s. Confederate bonds, gold. So these are more of denominations there. I'm going to start this one a little bit different so I don't bend the cards as much. So what we have here, looks like we have some different type of cards here. We have a first player, sell, buy, produce, victory bonds, railroads, undertaker, ooh, that's saloons, infantry. So here's the infantry. These are I imagine you're going to be signing these to the different battles to see who is going to win the battle, because you got troop values on here, you got trenches. So yeah, I looked at something on this game, a long time ago, maybe, might have been over a year ago. And I kind of passed on a little bit, but then this came up as this goes into my Kilroy's bargains. This came up on sale at a really good price, kind of a clearance bargain basement price. So I decided to take a run at it because I do like different perspectives. So this is definitely a different look on the American Civil War. In some respects, it kind of reminds me of another game I recently covered, and I'm drawing a blank on it. Border States, which kind of is a little bit more abstract view of the American Civil War, but you do go through this exercise of assigning troops or resources to different battles, and so this one kind of has that same feel to it. However, this is mostly economic. This is you're a third party trying to profit off of the American Civil War. So, and I imagine there's some basis in history on this, but this is a game, so just keep that in mind. These are games. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. If you have played this, love to know your thoughts on it. Again, this is not necessarily a simulation as much as it is a game, and the topic might be, profiting on death and destruction is, well, I don't know. That's not a game for everybody, but love to know your thoughts on it. This game or on games like that, and what are your views on that? Just keep it civil. We don't want this to get into something where it doesn't need to go. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I'm putting this on my American Civil War week. I try to do theme weeks, and if I did my timing right, this should pop up around the same time as some of my other American Civil War content. Anyway, thanks all. Take care. Thanks for watching.